Hello! Welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 84. You can find me online everywhere as Carolien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry. You know it, you find me. I have a webshop, it's colourfulcreativity.nl or kralaliin.etsy.com, and there is a Ravelry group for the podcast and my yarn, which is the Colourful Creativity group, and you can find it in the group section on Ravelry. Welcome everyone, welcome back to all returning viewers and welcome to all new viewers. I hope you liked here, stick around, subscribe down below. And of course, thank you for spending some time of your day with me while I ramble all about what I have been doing the last 2 weeks as far as yarn and knitting goes, and also with the big house renovation. As you can see, I found a new spot. I am in my old orange and red chair and I am in our kitchen, which will be my dye studio after we finish the renovation. So this was the one place where I could sit on a chair I like, that doesn't squeak or makes noise anyway and doesn't hurt me, and there's not that much hollow acoustic, and where it's reasonably as far as temperature goes, because downstairs it's freaking cold with no heating at all. Oh well, I'll live. I'll throw on another cardigan or sweater or something, but for now this is perfectly well, and I will just kick off with a finished object because I have some neon screaming socks. This is Inky Madness and this is round 3 of Sock Madness. What can I say? I did not expect that I would be able to do anything, and especially not finish the socks in time to go on to round 4. Guess what? I did it anyway. Here is the pattern. It's really intricate. It's cables and lace, and then when you have it's toe up, by the way. It's a round toe, star toe, something, and after that you have the gusset where a new cable pattern gets added and a ribbed back of the leg. So there was a lot going on. And then when you were almost done, there was also a cuff bind off with beads. And no, you don't see any beads because, well, it didn't fit me anymore after that. There was a picot bind off, which was really pretty. And there were beads inside the picots. Absolutely gorgeous. But super tight, and this was really stretchy, and this was like so tight it was eating into my fluffy calves, and it didn't really fit me that well anymore. So I decided to unpick it the day after I finished it and was like, nope, I'm not gonna leave it until the podcast. I'm just gonna do it now, because that means that these socks are really done. And well, they are, and they now have a very nice stretchy bind off. It is Elizabeth Zimmerman's, I think it's the Easy Sewn bind off. Easy being Elizabeth Zimmerman. I think it was that. Not easy as in E-A-S-Y, no, easy as in E-Z from Elizabeth Zimmerman. I had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of not so fun with these socks because the leg is super long, and I was like, ugh. The pattern is amazing. It has a heel flap and gusset, but with a toe up sock. So the heel flap is on the bottom and the heel turn is on the back, just like you're used to. But here is the heel flap and here is the gusset. It's really funny. It's always interesting to see new constructions with Sock Madness. The pattern is by Susan Geringer, and yeah, she did a really great job. I really, really liked it. As far as all the new intricate stuff and construction, it was just too much at the same time. I started these 2 at a time. So that was quite okay, doing it 2 at a time with all that intricate stuff going on. I was like, if I'm gonna do a single sock, that will not be good for me. I won't cast on the second sock once I finish the first one. I know myself, if there's so much things going on in all those rows, I want them to be the same. So I did that, I did the heels, and then I came up here after the gusset, or at the gusset. I did a few rounds, 2 at a time, but the start of the round changed to somewhere 1/3 of the back. So that means you start at row 1, and then you come around, you're still knitting row 1 on 1/2 or 2/3 of the sock, and then you have to start row 2. You go on to your second sock, you have to be round 1 again, and then a little bit of round 2, and that made it just too difficult. Sometimes I was in the next row zone where I did the first part already in the next row, and I had to take it back or fix it. No, not the best. So somewhere after the first or maybe the second repeat, I was like, I'm gonna do a tandem knit. So I had 2 different needles, and I did 1 repeat of one, then a repeat on the other, and I would continue on the other, and I would go back to the first one for a repeat and a bit, and so on. I was like, if I will not make it in time, chances are very, very reasonable that I'm not gonna be in round 4 as I thought. Well, I'm in team Y, which means I'm in the second fastest team. So I was like, I'm never gonna make it to round 4. I'm fine. I was somewhere in the 20s with my first 2 finishes, round 1 and 2. I was like, I'm fine with not going on. But yeah, I would have gladly made these shorter, like 5x's instead of 7. But no, I have 7 and a cuff, and I did the beading because, well, I made it. Miracle. I think I was number 12 that made it through to round 4. 20 will go on. My team is now full. I cast these on Monday evening. I only had this teeny tiny little 2 tips of toes just cast on in 1 or 2 rounds. And on Tuesday we had a madhouse here with so many work that had to be done, and also things that were going wrong, and I had to pay attention to everyone. Or at least it felt that way. The things that were going wrong were fixed in the end, etc. But still, it's a lot of extra chaos. That I think that's the thing that I hate most of this whole renovation. The whole chaos. It's just, sometimes it's too much. I'm having a day, and yesterday I also had a day where like, I'm so done with it. And living in these very small rooms doesn't make it better. The weather is too cold to sit outside, so you don't have really the view, etc. But what I was saying, I think Tuesday I only managed to do the toe, and then I had to do the intricate lace stuff and the setup and getting to know the lace and the cables, and I was like, nope, not gonna do that. I saved that until the evening. I did 5 rounds. I was exhausted. The next day, people again in our house, not much done. And then on Thursday or Friday, I was like, okay, I have a day to myself. I'm gonna sit in this chair and I'm gonna knit. So I knit the foot that day. The next day, I think I added, Thursday I knit the foot. Then I did the heel and the gusset decreases, and then on Sunday I was like, I am 1.5 repeat away of the cuff, I told my husband I was gonna finish them that day because I wanted to be done with it, and if I would even want a teeny tiny chance of making it to round 4, I really should be done that day, because I think there were 10 of us who finished on Sunday. So yeah, made it, did it. The yarn I used is a very, very normal sock yarn. If I have the ball band somewhere, which I unfortunately don't have anymore. It is in my project info, that I know for sure. It was, I think, a German brand commercial sock yarn. Just a simple ball. In absolutely ice-searing, neon, yellow-greenish, radioactive stuff. I knit these on 2.5mm higher sharps, and also a little bit on 2.5mm XoXos, because that was the only needle I had empty. I changed that after 2 repeats. The XoXo needles are a bit more, I would say rough, but the higher needles are really, really slick, and XoXo just has a bit more grip on it. Which made my gauge a bit looser, and I didn't need that at that point, so I switched to hayas when I could. All in all, I have a new pair of socks. They fit me quite okay. And that's all for that. About Sock Madness, round 4 will not be my round. I will not continue to the last 10, because next week we will not be able to go into our house. I have made my Sock Madness yarn bag, which will join me. They're going to do the tiling in our house that day, or that week, which means we are not allowed inside. You can't walk on wet tiles because they will shift and look ugly afterwards. I want it to be straight as can be. So yeah, I have my bag ready. I have picked out yarns according to the specifications they gave. They always gave a list of specifications at Sock Madness, and then you can get ready for the patterns. Usually I like to just see the pattern first, but I do not have that luxury for the next one. We will be doing lots of fun stuff, I hope. So I don't think there's a lot of knitting time for me next week. And in round 4, you're pretty sure that you need to finish the socks within 3 to 5 days. Otherwise you're out. At least in my team, I think you have to finish between 1 and 4 days. But that's just how I expect my team to be. We'll see. I will cast on probably and have fun with the pattern and do it in a relaxing pace and just be a cheerleader from that round on. Those are actually not the only socks I knit. In my Knit and Stitch Bits floral bag, which have won me a prize due to Sock Madness, prizes being just at random for nice photos or stories. I had this one with my Sock Madness socks, and they were really nice matching as for yarn and project bag, and that is why I got a prize. I was able to pick a pattern from Ravelry up to $10, and I got a really, really nice sweater pattern that I will probably cast on in the near future. But in here I have a sock, because what does Carolien do whenever she is stressed? She knits plain vanilla socks. So this is my Sanity sock, and I have here a ball band. This is Vlotte Sokken Mississippi Vierfach, and the color is a number 1162. And there's the example, and this is the real life thing. I have knit these cuff down with a twisted rib cuff of 10 rounds, then the leg, a fish lips seal, a foot and my usual toe. And here is the ball and the second sock. And the second sock is something in my eye. And the cuff is done. Yeah, the cuff is done. I'm at the plain vanilla part of the sock, and I'm intending to keep it this way because, well, this is my travel project for the next week. Every time we're in the car, every time I'm bored, I don't want to count or anything. I will just be knitting on this high sharps 2.5mm, just my go-to. Then in my bigger bag is already my needle stash for my Sock Madness socks. Let me show you. This is how it looks. It's a 3mm, 2.75mm, an empty 2.5 because it's in use somewhere. And there should also be a 2.25 somewhere, but it isn't, so I must have misplaced that one. Oh, well. In here, though, is my ripple bralette. Not much progress, as you can see, because I knit socks. And this twisted rib, very long rows of twisted rib. I think it was over 200 stitches. I have trouble with twisted rib for my wrists, so I have to do it slowly. Also my shoulder a bit, but I'm getting there. I now have 14 rows, so I'm almost done with row 15, and I want 20 rows of twisted rib, and then the fun begins. So I'm just getting this one out whenever I can. The yarn I'm using is Undercover Otter Squirm Sock in, let me see, this one is Jello, so yellow, and this one will be added later, and this is Hayride. This was a Halloween exclusive. The pattern, the ripple bralette, is by Jessie May Martinson. Here you can see the finished one. And the name, I am knitting now on 2.25mm needles. And no, that's not the needle I was looking for. It is an interchangeable with a short cable, so I can just zoom around and round. And for my socks I use a 100cm cable, so high sharp interchangeables, and then I will switch to 3.5mm, also high sharp interchangeables already in here and ready to go. Yeah, that's about it. I'm planning on making me a bralette because of my shoulders, and I don't always like the wires in my bras, and it hurts sometimes on some days, and then I still want a little bit of support, so I am hoping I can get that from this bralette. Then in my fondant fiber bag I have a new project. Yesterday it was May 1st, and on May 1st we officially started the My Boy Lollipop Knit Along by Nancy Ritchie. I have a very bad black and white photo for you. This is a cropped sweater tee. It has short sleeves, so I would say a tee, but it's officially called a sweater. I think that's just our Dutchies. The sweater is just a pullover, and this is a cardigan, and then you have a tee where it has short sleeves. A cardigan can also be short sleeved, but a sweater is, I think, always long sleeves and fully covered. But maybe that's just how I learned it, and it's all wrong, but oh well. Yesterday was cast on day, and for those who follow me on Instagram, yes, I swatched, and you saw it. And I ripped it also, and I am knitting with it now. I'm not a big fan of swatching, as most of you will probably know. But I did it anyway because I have not used a DK weight yarn before, so I really didn't know my gauge. For fingering, I pretty much can guess my gauge very well. Depends on the yarn. I might do a few rows just to test it out and see, and then I will rip it, because my gauge doesn't differ a lot when I wash the yarn and block it. Unless I block it, like I block the snot out of it. But usually when I just have a sweater, I will just wash it and lay it flat and not block it much, unless lace. So I have a cast on. Not much, but I do have done the first segments. There is a seed stitch neckline, and then there is a few of increase rounds where you also do the nice little thingy here in the front and the back. And now I am on the raglan increases. So for the shoulders, it feels a bit odd like this, but it has a small cable in it. And I stepped off my Haya needle favorites, because for this I would need a 4.5mm Haya sharp, but I also have a CoXo 80 centimeters, so 32 inch 4mm needle. I wanted to try that, and I have the exact same gauge on a CoXo 4mm compared to a 4.5 Haya sharp interchangeable. So that's what I mean when they have a little bit more grip and are a lot less slick than the Haya sharps. So that was funny to see. I love it mostly for the fact that it isn't interchangeable. Sometimes the needle goes loose, and when I travel a lot, it can happen even just in the project bag that I get it out and I don't pay enough attention when I'm in the car and I have my needle out of the yarn, and then all the stitches are off. And I know you can just get them back, but I was like, no, I'm fine this way on a CoXo 4mm needle, and it works very good so far. Not much to say. I am using a Ching Fiber DK yarn in the colorway Amber, I think. Yeah, Amber. And it is a super soft DK. And that means that it is an MCN base, so this is going to be a really luxurious sweater. And if you want to join the call, the knit along is still running. It started yesterday and it ends at the end of the month. I think this is a pretty quick knit, and I really hope to have it finished at the end of the month. Fingers crossed. I really like it. I really would like to wear it, and I also have my next couple of things planned. I am actually really into tee and crop tops knitting wise at the moment. It doesn't use too much yarn, and you can combine some yarns sometimes, and hopefully they are quick knits for me as a very slow sweater knitter and a really fast sock knitter. I wish I could turn that around. Well, I like that I'm a fast sock knitter, but I would really like to be a fast sweater knitter. It's just those long, endless rows of sometimes stockinette, and also in the round. I'm not sure. I'm not made for that. I'm made for the small bursts, I think. Then I have new yarn in the house because packages always keep coming apparently. Spoiler alert, I will be showing off Undercover Otters Clan of Igor's April 2019 color. So last month's clip colorway of the Clan of Igor's. Look away if you have not gotten it. It is absolutely awesome. So I wouldn't want to spoil your surprise. Yeah? Are you looking away if you haven't gotten it yet? Good. Then here it is. This month is all about House of Dracula, a 1945 color movie. And the colorway is named Nina. I have, as usual, my favorite base, Squirm sock. Or Squirm, just Squirm. It is a wonderful sock yarn, 80% merino, 20% nylon. And I love Nina a lot. Let me see if I can find... I think Nina... For the first time, the assistant is a woman, played by Jane Addams, and also a completely sympathetic and tragic character. Previous Igors were sadistic grave robbers at best, or murderous manipulators at worst, but this hunchback named Nina remains totally innocent, expounding on the themes of isolation and self-consciousness present in the Frankenstein films. So Nina is the assistant, and I love it. I think it combines well with some other yarns and will make a very nice fade something. Maybe I can even use it in my V-back tee, for which I won the pattern in the Lazy Stupid Godless group. Let me see, what else do I have? The next one is a destash I got, and the colorway might not be very much me. It's also it is very me, but I got it mostly because of missing out when I could. This yarn is by Milky Robot, and Milky Robot is one of the first indie dyers I followed, and I really wanted the yarn very badly back then, but it was pretty expensive as far as shipping. And then all of a sudden she stopped, and I was too late. So I was like, seeing this in a destash, I want it now. It's called Bug Zapper, and she had some really interesting colorways, Milky Robot, and I might go search on Ravelry's destash for more, just because of old time's sake and me wanting to fulfill the craving of tiny baby knitter Carolien. Not sure if you understand what I mean, but getting the yarn that I really wanted as a baby knitter makes me really happy. Then I have an awesome swap package. Oh my word, guys. This is epic. I swapped with my friend Ange, who is Rainbow Ange on Instagram, and who is the owner of the Yarn and Yarn store in Penarth near Cardiff. And well, she sent me an absolute epic box of yarny goodness, and look at this beautiful card. All the sheep. I love it. British sheep breeds. It is so cool. There is a lot of sheep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 9. Wow. 72 sheepies. That's awesome. And a very nice inside of the card that I won't show. First of all, going for the goodies. These are Snowballs by 10X. Coconut covered marshmallows. I will say, well, I tried them. Sorry. I tried them and I like the tea cakes just a little bit better because I really like the cake in it. I thought these would have a cake underneath, but they don't. They are just marshmallow covered in chocolate with coconut. But still, they're very good. Then, oh, this is just so much goody goodness. I have here some Rolex, and I will open it and then I will show you what it is. It's Rosie's Fiber Adventures, and this is Rainbow 1, and this is mixed fibers. I hope you can see this with the plastic and the light. There's some sparkly fire star in here and just really awesome rainbow goodness. I have no clue yet on how to spin this so it doesn't get messy, but I might just dive in and do it instead of saving it. As you know me, I'm a big saver and the good things can't be used. Then here I have some Hilltop Cloud. The tag is in here. And this is actually superwash cheviot with silk and nylon in a wonderful rainbow fade gradient. I am gonna love this a lot. I am not sure yet if I want to make it just one long gradient, or I'm gonna split it and make it into two, so I can do 2 socks the same. Because this is superwash, it's also a really good sock blend. Superwash with nylon and a bit of silk. But I could also think that maybe I will make it into a one long one, and I can make a gradient yoke in a more neutral sweater. Choices, choices, always choices. Then Ange added some really nice yarn that I think is one of her favorites. This is Rowan Valley Tweed in 3 colorways. This is a yellow, let's see, it only has a number. Oh, it doesn't. There it is. Yellow Hammer. This is Marsh Orchid. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it matches me today very well. And this one is Janet's Foss, which is a wonderful blue tealy color. And I am thinking that these 3 go together perfectly, but I would need another one, and then I could make a colorwork sweater with it maybe. It is a bit on the rustic side for me. She already told me that it was a bit rustic, but I can handle this. This is absolutely not scratchy yarn, so it's really nice stuff. It's 100% wool, and seeing it, I expected it to be scratchy, but it absolutely isn't. So I think I can knit a sweater with this. I just have to find something that goes with it. I know she sells it, so I might just buy some from her. Then I have some goodies, and look at this cute notebook. Look at it. I am unsure if it is a kitty or a bunny, but I want to say it's a kitty. The ears are not that long, and I like to see it as a kitty. So it is a lined notebook, always handy, and it has the pen attached to it with a cute little pom-pom. She also added me this one, which is absolutely perfect. Knit Travert, a beautiful pin from Maker's Merch. I am listening to a book about introversion, and yeah, I always thought I was more an ambivert, but the more I listen to the book, because, well, I'm not reading it, I'm listening to it, it's an audiobook, I think, yeah, I'm an introvert. So Knitrovert, yeah, give me some knitting and I'm just in my own zone and you will not hear me. Then these 2 cute little washi tapes were also in it. Oh, I'm showing you the back. That's nice. This side is better. And she didn't forget Binks and Leia. I have the toys here. I will admit, I forgot to take them with me to them when I visited them. So I will put one aside, so I can't forget to take them on Friday. It's Thursday today. Tomorrow we'll see them again. And then we are at more yarn. There is this ball of Wendy Rome Fusion. Really, really pretty. I really like it. And this ball of Lana Grossa, and this is a 6-ply myelin white. So this is more DK weight. This is 150 grams for a nice warm pair of socks. And this is how the socks will look. And then she also added West Yorkshire spinners, and I'm a huge fan, and we can't really get that in the Netherlands. And this is one of their new colorways. A wonderful aqua. I absolutely adore it. There must be a name for it, but it's not on the ball band, which is a shame. They only put the numbers on the ball band, so I love it. And I think it goes very well with some contrasting toes that I probably still have. I think it's the raspberry bubblegum or something. Something aqua blue. It's blue raspberry, I think. Which I think is a crazy name because raspberries are pink. I have not seen blue raspberries. Oh well, who's counting? Yeah, that was my box, and absolutely super delighted with it. So thank you very much, Angela. And yeah, that was probably it for today. I of course have my coupon code Sock Madness still running, 10% off almost everything in the shop. It will run until the end of May, but I will close the shop soon because, well, I can't get to the shop stock at all in the next week, and that makes it difficult for me to ship orders in time. So I was like, I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna take a few days just to relax. Then there is the coupon code Colourful15 with 15% off of all your orders in frogpeakcreations.etsy.com, and that is my friend Monique's Etsy shop where you can buy wonderful project bags. So check her out, you guys. And then we're at the renovation update. Oh my word, you guys. Things are going so fast and things are going so slow. I have absolutely had it at the moment with being locked up upstairs in my tiny rooms and with lots and lots of mess around me. I mean, hello, I think this room has about 2 square meters, maybe 2.5 to 3, to just walk or stand. Oh well, I'll live, I'll manage, we'll get by. It's only 4.5 more weeks. But if all goes well, after next week, so mid-May, we'll be able to move easier downstairs again. There will be tiles on the floor so you can walk downstairs without getting super filthy. There's so much dust around, but I will just go downstairs with you guys and show you around so you can see what the current status is, and I will say goodbye already. I will be behind the camera with you downstairs, point things out and show you stuff that happened. It looks a bit better than the last time, I guess. So I hope to see you again next time in, again, another different surroundings, maybe. Who knows? Enjoy your time, your day, whatever, until the next time. So, see you. Bye bye. So, here we are in the kitchen. there is all kinds of power outlets installed for every appliance and a bit more. The wall is already nice and smooth again, so you can see, really nice. All the holes are patched like that, and then the parts that have to be pretty are pretty now. Up there, less pretty, but there will be some kitchen cabinets and all the walls pretty. Like here's gonna be 3 sockets. There, yeah. Here you can hear there's a sound difference from here. So the socket's gonna be there. Things that still have to be done. This one will be closed tonight or this afternoon somewhere. I never know an exact time when they come. I hate that. Here has been a lot of fixing. This is all closed with a resin, and you can see that there's a metal pin in there to keep both floors attached, and those metal pins are also in here. There are big rods, twisted rods in there. They make the stability of the wall better, so they can fix the crack. This is a kind of flexible glue, and that makes sure that it can move a little bit. They will plaster over it, and then we will do the wallpaper over it. We will just glue that back on. And you will not see anything of it, and hopefully we won't get any more cracks in the wall. There was another surprise here, because on that side we didn't expect the crack to be that big. We took off the wallpaper and hello, huge crack that we didn't expect, because the wallpaper was still in one piece. We decided to have it fixed the same way as the other side, instead of just putting our heads down and not caring. Like we're gonna wallpaper over it and it's not there. No, we're gonna fix it the right way. Well, as you can see here, this is also out. 2 more to go, but Robert cut himself on a screw yesterday and he was bleeding like a mad person. His thumb is open, and yeah. Plans for today are getting those 2 things out, getting the walls plastered, and getting everything out of this room. So it all has to go. Everything you see has to go. Because tomorrow they will go and make the floor heating. They will go and drill all those lines and swirls and whatever. And the toilet, last but not least, has a smooth floor, and the rest of the house will have the same treatment next week. That's why we can't go in, because it has to dry. This was done yesterday and it's pretty dry, but you can see the dark hole of the deeper parts that are not dry. There. So that's our status now. Still in the middle of the mess. We already have a big bucket of paint to do the house, and yeah, it's a mess, and it will stay that way for another week, but I don't have to see it. And all that dust, it's just disgusting. I mean, you walk around here, that one was black before we started. It's now gray white. It's hideous. But this thing keeps the dust from going upstairs. Not all the dust, but still a lot. So I guess I'm gonna say goodbye, and hopefully in 2 weeks' time the view will be so much different. So bye bye.